Previously on F1 Academy, we last went qualifying, and it was practically a fast fire session with drivers continuing to do laps and laps, practically as a practice session. But in the end, it was Chloe Chambers, as we saw Ella Lloyd, and multiple drivers continuing to set laps. But in the end, it was the driver that ended up crashing in free practice. It was the lady herself, Chloe Chambers, who took pole position. Hello and welcome to F1 Academy. It is race number 1, the final race, well, the penultimate race of 2025 before we end off our 2025 season in style. We race around Las Vegas this weekend, known as the Las Vegas Strip this weekend. 3 sectors, and we've got 2 13-lap races, 6.201 kilometers, 3.8 miles, and 2 13-lap races to contend with. 16.4 meters in elevation, 17 turns, and lap record. Chloe Chambers set in qualifying 2 minutes 6.5, the lap to beat. We are about to go racing, but there's one little microscopic problem. I think, yes, it's wet. The rain has tumbled here at Las Vegas, and Nina Gaidman starts on pole position. Diane Pan starts P5 on this grid. Let's get more information down with Sky Sports F1.
Rain come down and the circuit is now wet. However, a lot of the drivers did come to the grid on slick tyres. Pretty much all of them, bar Maya Book, who opted, she was the first one to jump and put on wet tyres, which I think is the correct decision. So she, critically, on the way to the grid, would have got a bit of heat into her wet tyres already.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. And of course, the battle between her and Dorian Pan is absolutely crucial to what's going to happen. Let's have a look at the lineup then. Starting at the back, Nicole
Havrada and Peyton Westcott in position 17. Those two line up at the back row of the grid. Aurelia Nobles and Chloe Chong in the Charlotte Tilbury entry. Not a bad qualifying position from her. She definitely would have wanted more. Courtney Crane, the American driver, and Rachel Robertson. Not a bad starting position for her rookie debut. Leah Block in position 12. Joanne Giconte in position 11. So Leah Block, not a bad positioning for her as well with her home start. Ella Lloyd and Rafaela Ferreira, the Racing Bulls driver, in position 9. Chloe Chambers is in position 8 as that top 8 reverse grid puts her on reverse grid pole. On this very race 2 pole, Alba Larson in P6, Diane Pan in P5. Alicia Palmosky lined up, by the way, alongside Chloe Chambers. Maya Vug and Tina Hausman. That's an important position, actually, for Maya Vug. She qualified 4th. She now starts 4th. Emma Felbermeyer and Nina Gaidman lines up on pole position. This race should be interesting in terms of the championship and in terms of this championship hunt as well. The rain has come down here at Las Vegas. It's dry, but like it looks dry. You can see the surface of the track. It looks dry, but really, I don't think it is. I genuinely don't think it is dry out there. Formation lap will begin behind the Mercedes-AMG safety car. That is to be expected. There is Hello Kitty. She's lining up on the pit wall, getting ready for this F1 Academy race. This should be interesting, to be honest. This really should. There is the head of F1 Academy taking a photo with Hello Kitty. There is Diane Pan. She lines up P5 on this grid. I've starting alongside her. This race is going to be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We went qualifying a couple hours ago. And these drivers, they put on a show. We are expecting the same thing here in race number 1. Very much expecting the exact same thing. But the race will start behind the safety car. So formation lap will be behind the safety car for safety purposes as well. That is practically what the safety car is made for. But yes, the Mercedes-AMG safety car pulls away. And Nina Gaidman, Emma Felbermeyer follows. But Emma Felbermeyer has not got off the grids. And there is a stall for Emma Felbermeyer. That will be a problem for Emma Felbermeyer. She starts P2 on this grid and she cannot get that car moving for the life of her. What a disaster for Emma Felbermeyer, who cannot get that car moving. There is no, that's not Tina Hausman. That is one of the Aston Martin drivers. But that is a big problem. She started P2, but now Tina Hausman gains a position, Maya Vug gains a position, and importantly, Diane Pan gains a position. Very much. That is very important for this championship fight. Very, very important. Very important. There is Nina Gaidman. Not so much in this championship fight, but she would love to win a race in F1 Academy. If that is possible, she would be very, very happy. See there, the safety car continuing to bring these cars around back to the grid. There's a cool shot. Cool shot of a helmet. That is a really cool shot, actually. Of the Las Vegas ball lighting this place up as we get closer and closer to F1 qualifying. Now, will there be more rain? There is predicted more rain. Emma Feldmeyer, this is so unlucky. I think it could be, there you go, rolling start. So Race Control have confirmed rolling starts for these drivers. Should be interesting to see how that unfolds. So rolling start. I think the safety car might do one more lap. Just for these drivers to get used to these conditions. It does seem like it is dry very much in certain parts of the circuit. It does seem here it is a little bit wetter, but I reckon by about lap 10 in this race it will be dry.
I know once I'm leading a race I'm pretty damn good, so hopefully tomorrow we can do that. And you know, to think about it, if they have to pass me, they have to run me off the track, otherwise they're not going to get past me.
Hopefully that doesn't happen for Nina Gaidman, because that would be very, very unfortunate for Nina Gaidman to get rammed off the track. But she's making her intent clear. She wants to win this race, the Alpine Academy driver, and understandably so. She has a really good chance here. Tina Hausman, Maya Vug, Diane Pan, Alba Larson, Alicia Palmowski, Chloe Chambers, Rafaela Ferreira, Ella Lloyd, all behind her. They're all very big names in this championship. Nina Gaidman, on the other hand, she's more or less a rookie, first time year, and she'll be wanting to win this very, very much. So we're going to do one more lap. I presume one more lap behind the safety car. I would presume. Yes. So now the race is underway. So race is underway this lap. According to my predictions here, I would imagine the race is underway this lap. I think it is raining once more. So I think the rain has just started to come down again. I think it was sprinkling before, but this is now the formation lap. The first lap was the sighter lap. This lap is the formation lap. So these drivers will get extra good temp into these tyres. Of course, you've got to be careful because the track is drying as we speak. There's not much standing water, which is going to burn these tyres quite a bit. So you've got to be careful not to put too much load into those fronts or even the rears. You see the shine on those tyres? That is indicating there is still water on the track, but there's not much. You know, there's not enough to kick up a bunch of spray behind these Tortoise F4 cars. They're the Prema team looking on. They will be looking on for Diane Pan. She wants to win this championship. Chloe Chambers is close in behind. She sits third in this championship, but she's not close enough to win. She cannot win it this round. She would have had to think about that, like Zandvoort or, for example, Canada when we went racing back there. But there was, of course, a long turnaround between Canada and Singapore. That was, of course, 2 rounds ago, round number 5 of our championship. We started off our season at Shanghai. Very interesting start to the season as well, with Maya Vug absolutely dominating in Shanghai. Well, not dominating, but, you know, get close enough to it. The two championship rivals, they start P4. They also start P5. So they're practically starting alongside each other as they will run up into turn number 1. The safety car pulls away. We will be racing this lap. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is Emma Feldmeyer in the pit lane. She doesn't seem to be moving anytime soon does Emma Felbermeyer. That is really unfortunate because she was meant to start P2 in this race. That would have been a really good result for her. For people like Nina Gaiman and Tina Hausman, who don't score many points. Of course, 10 points for a F1 Academy sprint victory. See the spray on the outside of the circuits. The dominant racing line is just down the middle of the straight, just to the right-hand side there, next to the fabulous Las Vegas sign. That is where the dominant racing line is. Offline is not the best place to be. Indeed, you can see the darker section of circuit is where that dominant racing line is. Maya Vug has run into the back of who is that? That is Tina Hausman on the formation lap. Maya Vug. Wow. How has that happened? You're kidding. Oh my God.
Disaster for Maya Vug. I mean, they're obviously bunching up. It didn't look like Nina Gaiman.
That is absolutely huge. Tina Hausman and Maya Vug have run into each other. You're absolutely kidding me. Let's take a look at the replay. So Maya Vug getting nice and close to the back of Tina Hausman. And she's, oh, come on. She's sped up. Okay. I mean, there's two different ways you can think about that.
What the? She completely turned the brake.
And race control probably, you'd think race control would have a say in that. That's silly. That is super silly, to be honest with you. And there is...
Saying that,
Yeah.
I was saying this is not where the big points, but you need to still try and get some points.
Don't put them
So-
there.
Yeah, you are putting them away.
Okay.
Not in an hour.
Nina Gaiman, who
I need
was
you to
racing
unpack
for
the
herself.
bag, please,
She's not
and
racing
your
for the
work
team,
bag.
up in a payment
Right?
to be
I want
there.
to see.
And then Dorian Pan is sat pretty
Work bag
in
downstairs,
second
we're
place.
supposed
We
to
do
go.
have an MP car of Alba Larson there in third place. But that's heartbreak for Maya Vug. She thought that by the looks of it that the train was going to go.
That really is sad for Maya Vug. I really feel for her, the Dutch driver. 9 points behind in the championship battle. Susie Wolf keeping an eye on it. And, well, it is one of those things that can happen. We've all seen these things happen in the past, mistakes made on a formation lap. But it is desperately disappointing from the championship battle thing that we're looking at, because as you say now, the championship leader Dorian Pan is now second on the grid before anything has got going in this, because we've lost 3 cars effectively up at the top end. We lost Emma Felbermeyer as they first went away, and now we've lost.
This brilliant device keeps your home.
Oh, go away. Ads.
Hausman and Maya Vug. Let's have another look at this, Alice.
Let's have a listen in. I'm going to see if maybe that we got the earlier shot where she was putting her foot down. From that, it doesn't look like she's gone, because she's still warming up her tyres. It's so. I think I just thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Why is she doing this? It was Nina was stopping and doing all the time. You need to think about it as a team. What the honestly, guys? No.
Well, from Tina Hausman's point of view, she agrees from what we saw from that aerial shot. It did look like Nina Gaiman was starting to go, and we've seen that happen in Formula 1. Throwback to Piastri, wasn't it, back at Silverstone, where he elected to go and then decided not to.
Yeah.
You can get a hefty penalty for that. So I hope the tractor's going to move out the way, which it should do, as it's going to retrieve Maya's car, unless they don't realise that the train of cars is behind them.
Yeah, they're slowing right down now, but hopefully it'll be okay. We don't want any more damage between cars. Yeah, that was really difficult. So this really does mean that in terms of the championship, even if Maya Vug, well obviously Maya Vug won't be taking part in this, the gap between them means that Dorian Pan cannot actually secure the title today, but if she's going to get a good result, which is very, very likely, she's starting from second place, it'll mean that going into that final race tomorrow, even as you say, with more points on offer, the chances are very much greater for Dorian Pan here to actually wrap up the title. I mean, she's been leading the championship for a long time now. It was Maya Vug who had technical problems in Canada earlier this year, which really dropped her back down in the points. But yeah, this one is certainly a tough one for Meyerberg. And in terms of the battle, and they've got a good relationship, Alice. We've seen them talking to each other several times, even after that last race in Singapore. They talk to each other very composed way. They get on well, but they've been racing hard. I've been looking forward to the battle between them this weekend.
Yeah, we don't want it decided this way. It can't be decided in this race, but if the positions do stay as they are, for example, if Dorian Pans stays in second place, her 9-point advantage that she had over Meyerberg would stretch to 17 points. So that's then going into the last race. Claire would just have to move forward as best as she can in race 2 and hope that Dorian doesn't, pretty much. But still 10 laps of the race left to go. Still a lot of things that can change, but makes her job a lot harder now.
Yeah, it certainly does. It makes Meyerberg's job so much harder. Being Meyerberg and her way as to how she takes these sorts of things. She would love to win this race, but now Dorian Pan, she has a really good chance to try and win this race. Turn 13 incident involving cars. Tina Haslam and Meyerberg noted causing a collision. I would estimate. I would only estimate that. So there you go. It would be investigated after the race. That causing a collision there. So it will not be investigated now, but it will be investigated after the race. I would only imagine Tina Hausman could possibly get a penalty for that. It can't be Nina Gayden's fault because she was only the one warming her tyres up. She was doing what she was meant to do during a formation lap, which you can't do much more than that. You really can't. Marty Garcia, watching on, the F1 Academy champion of 2023 is Marty Garcia. The 2023 F1 Academy champion, of course, the first year of F1 Academy back in 2023. There's Meyerberg's car being sadly towed out of this race. But that's a very strange situation to be in for Meyerberg. And she would not be liking this whatsoever. Lap 2 of this race. And we've still got 10 laps to go.
Was looking quick yesterday. She gave Meyerberg a tow. I wonder if she can help her out here by just getting in front of Dorian Pan and defending and having Dorian under pressure. But as I said, they're all technically racing for themselves.
Yeah. Well, we shall see how it all goes. But of course, it's been an interesting one. There it is, Dorian Pan then, starting from second place now, and with the championship hopefully going to be settled over the course of this weekend for her, with her 9-point lead coming into this race, as you say. That is very likely to go up a decent amount as long as she gets a finish here. We will wait and see. So Las Vegas, providing the first time that F1 Academy has raced at Las Vegas. It's raced, F1 Academy has raced in America a few times, and actually one of the season finales was in America a couple of years ago. Also, Abby Tulling, another champion, of course. Great to see her at Las Vegas, keeping an eye on who's going to be her replacement champion, Alice.
Yeah, she is keeping the ears open for those on the road in motorsport pit wall, which I'm assuming that's where she is sat. But great to have both the champions here this weekend. It's been busy for them, doing plenty of social media and on the fan stage as well. And Dorian Pan and Meyerberg hoping to follow, at least one of them will, in their footsteps.
That's right. Well, F1 Academy, its third year, it really has got bigger and more popular throughout this, just coming towards the end of this third year. Safety car is ending, so we are about to go racing in the reverse grid race, the penultimate race of this 2025 season of F1 Academy. We've had drama already before the race has even begun. It's damp out there, they're on the wet tyres. You're sitting on board with Dorian Pan. The safety car is ending. And it is all up to Nina Gateman now to control the pace up front, ahead of Dorian Pan, who you're riding with now, and then Alba Larson in third place.
Indeed, Alba Larson in third place. Alicia Palmosky, Chloe Chambers, Rafaela Ferreira, Ella Lloyd, Joanne Giconte, Leo Block, and Robertson, who sits in P10. Courtney Crone, Chloe Chong, Aurelia Nobles, Westcott, and Nicole Havradar, Emma Feldmeyer, and we've got two DNFers with Tina Hausman and Maya Vilk before the race has even started for 2025. This is the season finale, and it's about to get underway, and we're about to put pedal to the metal for the penultimate time in 2025 here in F1 Academy. There's Alba Larson. She started P6. She's up to P3. She'd love to keep this podium position, and touch wood, Nina Gademan doesn't get that curse upon her in this race. Hope to holy gods that she doesn't. Nina Gademan weaving left, weaving right, and we're about to go green. When does Nina Gademan put her pedal to the metal? Nice and slow. She's stopped weaving as she comes out of turn 12. She's stopped weaving. When does she go? Does Nina Gademan? 9 laps to go. And she puts pedal to the metal. And it's go, 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 go for F1 Academy. Good start. Good restart from Nina Gademan. Diane Pan sits second. Alba Larson sits third. Palmosky, who sits position 4 at the moment. And I think she's been put under pressure. No, she isn't. As they run down into number 1. Larson to the inside. Larson to the outside. Not going to happen as they head down into number 1. Gademan goes wide. And grip is not there for anybody at the moment as they hit turn number 1. Grip is there for nobody. And Gademan went wide. To the outside goes Alba Larson. She swings it right around there and gets the move done on Dorian Pan. The Mercedes driver moves her way down into P3. But now she's under pressure by Palmosky in P4. Slipstream now for Dorian Pan. Won't be at full effect as she hits the braking zone now. And third gear for Dorian Pan as she hits turn 3. Good move from Alba Larson. Chloe Chambers looking up around the outside, of Diane Pan. Palmosky, who sits in P5. Ella Lloyd, Rafaela Ferreira to the outside goes Alba Larson. Gademan a bit deep into the corner. It's not going to happen. She covers once more to the inside. Larson back to the outside. Larson has very good pace here. Alba Larson tractioning out of the fight, out of what could be turn number 7. Very, very good exit then from Alba Larson. And to the outside now, she takes the lead. Good job there, Alba Larson. She will take the lead over Nina Gademan. And she really could do nothing about that. Larson has got what seems to be plentiful of pace in the rain here. These drying conditions. And those tyres seem to be almost operating temperature. Not so much for Nina Gademan, though. She does not have those tyres well. As now Diane Pan, to the outside she goes. Gademan will not want to lose another position, especially to Diane Pan. To the outside, drag race, down into the braking zone they go. Run side by side, the Alpine and the Mercedes driver. Diane Pan will be last to hit the brakes, but the thing is you don't want to outbrake yourself too hard. Chloe Chambers sits in behind, who's getting the toe off the back of Diane Pan. Gademan is not giving anyone the toe, but she slots back into P2. The battle for 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 6, which is Ella Lloyd just in behind. We've got a yellow flag out in Sector 3. That should be interesting to see what's happened. And that is Rafaela Ferreira, who's currently dropping down the grid for the moment. And I think we might have to go safety car, depending on how the incident is. Oh my God. And who is that? That is Alba Larson spinning out of the final corner. Alba Larson, who's just absolutely butchered it. Out of the final corner. She spun there 3 wide out of the exit of turn 1. Wow. Alba Larson put the power down too early and she's out. And she almost had epic pace. Alba Larson very much had very good pace. We've still got a yellow flag out in Sector 1 and 3. We could go back safety car at this point here, ladies and gentlemen. Gademan leads the race. Diane Pan sits second. And luckily, I don't think Larson has damage. That is a good sign. Has she just out-tractioned herself? Here is Alba Larson. What's happened with her? And in the Tommy Hilfiger entry... Oh, I don't even know what's happened. This is out of what could be the final corner. Has she just touched? Oh, wow, that is very strange. That is a very strange place to spin. And lucky nobody else hit her. But that is a very strange space, or even time to spin. Yellow flag out in Sector 1. Is that Rafaela Ferreira and Chloe Chong possibly that have come together? That we will have to wait and find out. Ferreira's yellow flag is still out. This will be interesting. Green flag is now back out. And we can continue to go racing. Chloe Chambers back to the outside. She's having to actually cover. And Chloe Chong was involved in that incident. I think it was her front wing. Or possibly, is that dry tyres for Chloe Chong? Is Chloe Chong on dry tyres here? That could be a possible thought in the matter. Possibly. I would only imagine that Chloe Chong has gone dry rubber for the moment. But that is very risky as well, because now you're on cold tyres, and it's not going to feel any good. Either Eloy to the outside. She's looking to the outside on Alicia Palmoski. Chloe Chambers also looked to the outside of what is practically her nearest championship rival, but still 29 points back. Chloe Chambers set the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. So she's quick. 7 laps to go in this reverse grid race. Here in F1 Academy, this is going to be good. The top 6 line astern as they come out of the final corner. A bit of a twitchy moment there from Chloe Chambers. She's now under attack by Alicia Palmoski. Chloe Chambers covers and keeps the position, but nearly makes contact with Daria Pan into turn number 1. That was really close as they slide sideways out on the exit. There's more grip on the outside than what there really is on the racing line. Here, Ella Lloyd up the inside of turn number 2. Does she get it done? No. Does she have the traction? Possibly. Ella Lloyd now, side by side. Palmoski, Ella Lloyd, side by side. Who has the drag? It is not going to be Ella Lloyd. She pulls back in. But now back to the outside goes Ella Lloyd. Chloe Chambers looking up the inside. Oh, what an absolute dive bomb for Ella Lloyd. But she's running wide in the fence. In the fence. And that was never going to end well. Never going to end well. I could see that from a mile away. She went straight on and there was nothing she could do about that. Straight on, and there will be a safety car here. That is Lloyd in the fence. Down there, we will go safety car because of where that car is parked. But, yes, that was very dramatic. She's just out-braked herself. She's missed her braking mark and she's running way, way too hot. And straight into the T-Mobile barrier. Both, wow, left and right front tyres gone off that car. Very unfortunate as she takes the steering wheel off the chassis column. And you can see here she's just outbraked herself. There is nothing she's going to do about that. She's tried to turn back onto the racing line, but there's no grip. Actually, there's no grip out on that painted stuff. And to even get that car turned close to the track was a almost miracle. I thought she was going to go straight on. You can see here, she's probably, yeah, she was meant to break at the 100-meter board. Was Chloe Chong. Something, okay, so Alba Larson has just, oh, okay, that would explain that. So she's hit the wall. She's came actually too close to the apex. How can you become too close to the apex? And that is Alba Larson. So Alba Larson is out of this race. So she's got rear suspension damage on that car. And that would be very much causing her a few dramas down there. But yes, wow, what a dramatic start to the F1 Academy race number 1. These drivers have not hit the circuit in nearly 2 months. And they're eager to go racing. Hopefully we can get some racing laps in. We might go time certainty here. Because we are due to actually end this race in 11 minutes. So that's like 4 laps of racing. Possibly 5. We might get all 6 laps in here. If we do go time certainty. We do have F1 qualifying in 1 hour's time. Actually, sorry, that's in 1 hour and 30 minutes time for F1 qualifying. The only support race here this weekend is F1 Academy, but that is a really strange incident there for Alba Larson, who's sadly out of this race, along with Lloyd, Chloe Chong, any person. This would actually help Chloe Chong here, because she's the one that went onto those dry tyres. She now get that advantage, try and get some temperature into the rubber. Let's take a look at the race start. It's been so crazy that we haven't even been able to look at everything else that's gone further back down the grid. You can see here, this is a few incidents that's happened a little further back. A few cars running wide. That's the Charlotte Tilbury entry of Chloe Chong. Going a bit wide. There is Alba Larson off this restart safety car. Looking up the inside. That's up the inside on Leah Block. Bit of contact with the Williams Academy driver. That's Dorian Pan. Back up the inside of Larson. They went side by side. Here is Leah Block making a move on Peyton Westcott. But does Peyton Westcott, outbrakes herself and makes contact with Rafaela Ferreira, and that is the reason for the spin. That is the reason for the spin with, or could be Chloe Chong. So Chloe Chong taking that opportunity to get off the wet weather tyres and onto the dry tyres and take a new front wing. And she's been saved by that because now there's a safety car. Do you reckon we could go dry tyres by the end of this race? I mean, the track is drying quite rapidly. Peyton Westcott is inside the points. This is only 2 points, but on her debut, she's inside the points here, Peyton Westcott. And I know we've got nearly 5 drivers out of this race, but on her debut, Peyton Westcott, she's going to score points at this rate. She will definitely score points. That is a very good opening in her account. Very, very good opening indeed. We're under safety car here for F1 Academy, race number 1.
The 18-year-old born in Scotland who has made some useful ground, and in fact at the moment she's up into the points because you score points if you finish in the top 8 in the reverse grid race. She is running in 8th place right now. We've only had a wild card entry. We've had 1 score points coming into this event, but yeah, Robertson's done well, and Westcott, who is the wild card entry, she's running in 10th place.
So we're probably going to get 1 more lap under safety car. Emma Lloyd's car should be moved by the time we come round. Too late for the safety car lights to go off. Now they're going to come through turn 17 to start another lap. But one thing to just note, we've got 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the race remaining, and we've completed 7 laps out of 12. So depending on the speed of this next safety car lap, potentially we might switch to a timed race, because at the moment the fastest lap of the race is a 2:22.1 from Leah Block. So we'll obviously keep you up to speed if it does change to a timed race.
Yeah.
So we could get possibly 2 minutes 20 and there's 9 minutes 30 to go. We could get about 5 laps out of this race as my speaker rudely and abruptly deafens my ears with its absolute awful sounding beep. But we could get possibly 5. We could possibly get to the end of this race, actually. So that safety car is in this lap, by the way. So safety car in this lap. We can get to the end of this race. If my math is correct, we can get to the end of this race. But safety car is in this lap. And the drivers will make their way back around to, well, it won't be the grid, but they will make their way back around to the starting line and get this race back underway. But yes, safety car is in this lap, so safety car is now picked up at speed, making its way back to the pits. But yes, Nina Gaidman, though, she has a big job on her hands. That is a not very happy Maya Vug. And I've seen some happy racing drivers. That is not a happy Maya Vug whatsoever. The Scuderia Ferrari driver, sadly, out of this race. But the safety car is ending, and it will be in this lap.
At the back of the group now, but she is on slicks. The only one on slicks, but she's not been able to catch him. Apparently she hasn't actually got to the back of this group yet. She's still a long way behind them, so I'm not sure we're going to see much progress.
No, she's doing 2:35s, and all of the top 5 are in at the 2:22. So still got quite a chunk of time to close down. So she won't be able to make it to the back of this lot.
But she has definitely taken that risk. And she hasn't fooled anyone, but she's definitely taken that risk as Chloe Chong. And there's still water, actually, on the... down the Las Vegas Strip. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. But the other thing is this track won't actually be fully dry. With these sorts of circuits, you know, you've still got painted manhole covers that have water still in them. So that's going to be a bit of a problem here for these drivers. And, you know, you could probably do another 12 laps on these wets as well. Diane Pan making her way into the left-hander and getting ready now to go racing once more. Nina Gaidman, for what hopes to be the final time, puts pedal to the metal, and it's go, 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 go for F1 Academy, race number 1. And Nina Gaidman makes her way up to the line, and Diane Pan will be close in behind as we get pedal to the metal, and it's go, 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 go. And to the outside now goes Palmoski, up the inside, Leah Blocker being pushed wide is Joanne Giaconte. Off the road and off on the blue stuff, actually I'd like to say not the very grippy stuff. Chloe Chambers looks to the inside on Diane Pan. She covers, Palmoski's there, Block is there, and Nobles is there to all take advantage of that. Take advantage is very much an understatement. Aurelia Nobles covering for someone in the background, that is Joanne Giaconte. Palmoski, surely she doesn't outbrake herself. She doesn't, and if she doesn't, she might be able to make this. She was nearly in the fence. Just like Ella Lloyd was a few moments ago. Palmoski nearly outbroke herself. Just like Ella Lloyd did. Diane Pan scooping around to the outside. She tries to look for a move. It's not going to happen. Chloe Chambers is there. And Palmoski gained a position out of that. Risky, more or less, dive. Slippery surface flag down here at turn number 10. So this is turn number 10 on the exit. And now making their way, getting ready to hit the Las Vegas Strip here. We're on board here with Nina Gaidman. That margin, 0.2 of a second into the braking zone. Diane Pan closes right on up. She'll now have the slipstream coming out of turn 12. And, sorry, coming out of, yes, this is turn 11 for Diane Pan. She will have the slipstream, and she'll want to try and get this move done on Nina Gaidman as soon as possible. We could possibly get 2 more laps out of this race. Diane Pan to the outside. Nina Gaidman, will she cover? Side by side, nearly contact as Diane Pan swoops and tries to possibly try and get this move done. Squeezes her to the outside, more or less the wet side of the road. Chloe Chambers back to the outside. Palmoski to the inside. Chambers hangs it there. Is she going to keep it there, though? Sideways, contact, and Chambers around hard on the fence. Hard on the fence. Chloe Chambers has been taken out, and another driver out in this race. Just by silly driving from everybody out there. Palmoski, what have you done? Oh my God. And just by silly driving, and I could tell someone was going down up in the barrier. Pan took the fastest lap of the race, 2:20.4. But Chambers, that is, wow. That is very unfortunate. There is her reaction after she ended up in the barrier. So they were side by side on the exit. Oh, okay, it's hard to determine.
Do what I've asked you to do, please. Otherwise, I'm going to leave the door open and I'm going to keep coming up every 30 seconds.
But I'll tell you, this maybe it's what a perfectly timed.
Yeah, I don't know. You do it. I did mine.
Was
I
coming
didn't
out.
give it to
And she's
you
got
to
fastest
do.
lap as well at the moment, so she's
An extra
just
point.
an extra
You can
point,
do
so
it.
she's up
Should
to
have been
11
going
points, with Meyerberg scoring nothing at all. So that will actually take it to 20 points advantage going into the final race. So for Dorian Pan, again, she's so sensible, cautious, she's not taking too many risks, but she still has taken the lead. Gaidman in second place, Palmoski in third, but that is going to be looked into, of course, the incident with Chloe Chambers, as you say, her teammate for the Campos team, but the incident between them. Now, Aurelia Nobels, who did run wide, came back on, did allow a car or two through, Kitty thoroughly enjoying F1 Academy here at Las Vegas. And Nobles is back in 4th place. Joanne Conte, she is currently in 5th place, and that could be a good result. It could be her best result of the year, in fact, for Joanne Conte. And also Rachel Robertson. Rachel Robertson doing a great job. Her first ever F1 Academy race. She is in 6th place. Leah Block in 7th. And final point could go to the wild card driver as well, Peyton Westcott, another American. She's only 16 years old, and she did a great job in the rookie test recently for F1 Academy. Could well be making herself shown to be a driver competing in next year's full series.
There's 1 minute 17 seconds left on the clock, Ben, so I'm not sure if this will be the last lap or not, or if they're going to get one more. Of course, that incident between Karmowski and Chambers will be investigated as they all slow down to avoid the stricken car of the Chambers being recovered by the marshals. So,
I think you're right.
What a crazy race. We did say, didn't we, that this could be quite eventful, and it certainly has.
It's been very eventful, you're absolutely right. But it does feel as though I'm not sure they're actually going to get to race again. As you say, because the time is ticking away and they haven't picked up the cars just yet. So we shall just have to see how this goes. But for Dorian Pan, this is looking very, very good. For Maya Berg, of course, bitter disappointment. She didn't even make the start of the race. Contact made when they were behind the formation, behind the safety car on the formation lap before they actually got the race underway. Maya Berg went out. We've lost several top drivers. Interestingly, the battle for 3rd in the championship between Chloe Chambers and Ella Lloyd, well, neither of them have ended up going to finish this race. Dorian Pan just saying the rain has increased. The good guys, black front. It's gone to 0 in terms of time, hasn't it, Alice?
It has, but yeah, we've got no word that it's changing over to this being the last lap, so we'll keep you up to date there. And it's interesting to see how that recovery is going down, because if they don't switch it to this being the last lap, then potentially we might have one more racing lap, but I would have thought that this will probably be it, seeing that the clock is at 0.
Well, let's see. It would be lovely if we just get one more lap. Hopefully, we are hoping. But look at that, the rain falling, which is going to make the challenge even more. But we are thinking we may get one more race lap. That could change a lot again, couldn't it?
It could. Dorian will probably be thinking, please no.
Yes.
Please no. Please slow down, recovery team. She'll want to win this race and under safety car, because it runs a risk, obviously, we get going again, that she will have the attack from her teammate behind. And of course Lisa Karmowski it was looking racy as well. That rain has certainly increased and falling even harder than it was before. So we're going down the strip now through turn 13. You can see Caesar's Palace, great view there from the camera of the cars coming down the straight. So Chloe Chambers' car is at the end of the strip at turn 16, so we'll see if her car has been removed. We're getting no word if the safety car is coming in.
No, not yet. We shall see. Remember, we've only got 13 drivers out of the 18 that started this race, still competing. Chloe Chong is at the back of that group now, but remember, she's on slicks, and now that there's more rain out there, it's going to be even more difficult for her. Everyone else is still on the wet tyres that they chose at the start of this race. But, as I say, only 13 out of the 18. We've lost several of the top drivers, most notably, of course, Maya Berg, the championship contender, not scoring any points here today. And basically, going into the final race, if it's like this, going into the race tomorrow, she would have to win the race with Pan basically not scoring anything pretty much, because she's going to have a very comfortable lead going into that last race, and that's going to be interesting to see. But let's just see as they come over the line, lap 12, and we are still behind the safety car, so I can't see them going racing.
No, so Duran will be pleased. This will be the final lap of the race. But just going back to what you mentioned there, Ben, with the championship.
Safety car ending. They'll say safety car ending.
Yeah, but they'll collect the checkered flag, won't they? So no more racing laps for them. 25 points for a win in race 2 tomorrow. You get 1 point for fastest lap. So if I wins the race and gets a point for fastest lap, all Dorian needs to do is try and finish in, well, the top, no lower than 6th place.
Right, so I mean Dorian's in a great position here, and going on, it looks like she's going to be, well, she is going to be taking the win, because they're not going to be allowed to overtake on this last lap. Even though the safety car will be ending at the end of it, they won't be able to. So she will be on target for her 4th win of the season. They were tied up on 3 wins each, her and Maya Berg, coming into this event. But for Dorian Pan, things have certainly gone her way. They have not gone the way of Maya Berg, and it is looking more and more as though Dorian is going to become the first French driver to become a champion in F1 Academy, but it won't be definite until we get into the main race tomorrow.
So actually, I think it's no lower than 5th place, because you get 10 points for P5, and the gap as it will stand at the top will be 20 points, because Dorian will get maximum points in this race, which is 10, and of course she's got a point for fastest lap as well. But this is F1 Academy, Ben, and we can see from this race and previous races throughout this season, anything can happen. We've had some great racing all the way through F1 Academy, starting from the very start in 2023 through 2024, and here in their 3rd season in 2025. So there's still hope for Maya Berg yet. She will, of course, I expect, keep believing, but her task will be very, very difficult.
It will, yes, absolutely, but she'll just give it her best shot and see what happens. But Dorian Pan is totally in control as they will be coming up towards the checkered flag, but we've still got the yellow flags here, of course, at the moment. And Nina Gateman, she's on for another good result, but she's not going to get her 2nd win of the year, but it's still going to be a podium finish for her, which will be very, very good to have. She is currently 6th in the championship, just ahead of Alba Larsen. And of course, Alba Larsen, unfortunately, although she led the race early on, she is not going to be actually scoring any points. She went out earlier on as well.
And as you can see there, as I was expecting, she's going to take it gentle around turn 17, and she will collect the checkered flag, and that is a great job done for Dorian Pan.
It is, because you're not allowed to overtake until you go over the line, and so they get the checkered flag, and we have Dorian Pan taking her 4th win of the 2025 season and putting herself now into a tremendous place. But Prema Racing, the team that she drives for, have now won the team's championship. I'm sure that's fully wrapped up, because that has worked out extremely well for the Prema team. Dorian Pan, the winner. Nina Gateman is also Prema, so they've scored some very, very useful points. 18 points there. It is 19 points actually, because they go fastest lap as well for Dorian Pan, and that means surely they are now the champions in the teams. That's 3 years in a row they have won the team's championship. But for the drivers' championship, that will come down to the last race tomorrow, with Dorian Pan a very comfortable advantage.
Checkered flag, Dori, checkered flag. Good job. You played very smart. Good job.
Oh my God, yes. Thank you so much.
So yes, Dorian Pan has taken the checkered flag in absolute style there, as she makes her way back around. It's now time to hand it back up to Ben for the podium celebrations.
Throughout this entire season, and consistency, you obviously need to be consistently there, and that wins championships, and she's been consistently there. She's played smart, kept out of trouble, which is a lot easier said than done in these tricky conditions. We saw from the very start between Maya and Tina, sorry, and another podium for Nina.
Me too is nice. Good points for championship. Yeah, just sitting on the straight, but yeah. Me too is alright. Great job, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for the team, it is for the Premier team. They've had a very good result once again. And for Nina Gaiman, I was impressed with how she held on for quite a while, but she's got the podium. Let's just have another look at that incident earlier on. That was Maya Berg. Just before the race started, she accelerated away as the car in front just slowed down a bit, and she slapped into the back. There were other incidents as well, Alice, weren't there, early on?
There was, and it's so slippy out there. But I can imagine that. Well, Tina and Nina, similar names. Tina was a bit upset with her teammate, anxious to see what Maya's thoughts will be. And this is Alba Larson. She tapped the wall. Something on the rear of the car broke, and around she went. Hugely unlucky because she'd already, as you saw there, pulled a nice lead, and Dorian Pan just missed her.
Oh.
How close was that? That could have been disaster for her. And then here's this incident between the two drivers. Alicia did have some room on the left-hand side. Let's have a look. Chloe did squeeze her though into the wall on the left there. So I don't think Alicia was really left enough room on the inside there.
Yeah, absolutely. It is something that was being looked into, but we shall see if there are going to be any penalties. But as you say, there's not a lot she can do. Let's listen to Nina again.
Are we close to winning the team championship now, or did we just miss out on it? We should have won it now, right?
Yeah, we have won it. I confirm we won it.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Yeah, congrats to both of you guys. Made it work.
It's nice to hear the team celebrating that they have won this championship, the Premier team, which has now won it 3 years in a row. Italian founded team, the Premier team founded back in 1983 originally, but many titles in FIA Formula 3, in FIA F2 as well, many Italian Formula 4 titles over the years, but in F1 Academy these last few years, as you mentioned, they took that first title with Martin Garcia, and although Abby won the Drivers' Championship last year with Rodin, it was still Prema that won the team's championship. And this year it looks, Alice, as though they're going to win both effectively because they've won the team's championship. And here, Dorian Pan, driving for Prema, is very much on target to take the title tomorrow.
I mean, that was almost like she couldn't believe it, could she? That she'd won the race and her championship rival was out of is out of the race. So, yeah. Big smiles all around for Prema, not just for winning the teams, but also for winning the race. And can that race, is that going to be pivotal? I expect it will be for the championship, and great to see Valtteri Bottas down there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Nina Gaiman, a fantastic job by her. Alicia Pavlovsky getting that third place, podium finish, and that will be her 5th podium of the season, as long as there is no problem with that possible investigation. But as you said, I'm not sure she could have really got out of the way. Aurelian Noble's finishing in 4th place, and that's matched her best so far, pretty much. And well done to Rachel Robertson, who has done her first F1 Academy race and has finished 5th on her debut, and that's the best finish for the high-tech team since joining the Academy Series this year. So well done to her, and also a quick mention to the wildcard entry Peyton Westcott, who also scored points, finishing in 7th place. So really good, and so both of the drivers making their first ever start in F1 Academy have managed to score today.
They have. Great job by them, because it's so tough, really tricky conditions that we saw, and it's great to see all the drivers congratulating each other. But Dorian Pan, she made the move at the right time, was able to slipstream pass, and that's just being in the tow. That's the slingshot effect of being in that tow, probably getting a better run out of turn 12 as well, better traction from her, and you can look how dirty the front of her Mercedes Prema machine is. It's dirty out there, and of course Hello Kitty. She was braving the rain along with all the mechanics and staff down there to wave the checkered flag.
Yeah, and Dorian Pan, who, remember, the qualifying had not gone perfectly for her. She had out-qualified Maya Berg just about. She started down in 5th place for this race, and she's ended up taking the victory. So, a fantastic performance, but obviously it was partly because others had problems, had errors, mistakes, and, well, this is certainly proving to be a very entertaining weekend. And we're going to have another race still to enjoy, aren't we?
We are. Do it all over again for the final time this year, but hugely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. So let's celebrate the podium here for this last reverse grid race of this 2025 season. And Alicia Palmowski taking the podium spot in 3rd place. And she will be starting on the front row tomorrow with Chloe Chambers. So it's quite possible that Alicia Palmowski could be on for another podium and more points tomorrow. 2nd place for Nina Gaidman, having started from pole position. But the winner of the reverse grid race, the championship leader, who is now looking comfortably as though she's going to take that title tomorrow. The winner here today, Dorian Pan.
Here's how to turn your...
Oh my god, of course.
Dorian Pan looking confident, happy, controlled, as she was throughout that event. She is in top form going into the one more race this weekend. Well done to Dorian Pan to lead that championship by quite a big margin now from Maya Berg. Ellen Lloyd is still 3rd in the championship, but didn't finish his race. 2nd place, of course, to Nina Gaidman, who did a great job. Alicia Palmowski finishing in 3rd place. And the final points, of course, will be decided tomorrow. But it is lovely for these three to be able to celebrate their podium together after a very, very challenging reverse grid race at Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was challenging, and the rain is chucking it down out there as champagne flies now for the drivers.
I wouldn't call it, maybe champagne. Who knows? But yes, that is F1 Academy. That has been a really good performance there from Dorian Pan. She kept her head cool when all those safety cars came out, as she continues to celebrate. And she gets some flowers in the process, so, and that rain will be helping with keeping those flowers alive. Very much. But yes, it is bucketing it down out there at the moment. But yes, very good race there from Dorian Pan. She grabs 1st position and a bunch of flowers as well for winning that race, along with 2nd and 3rd. So, not a bad result whatsoever. And a really good result from Dorian Pan. We'll get a look at the race results of that one and the confirmation of those race results there. Let's get a look at them. And it was Dorian Pan who very much spectacularly took that race win over Nina Gaidman and Alicia Palmowski in 3rd position. Really good race indeed. Rayleigh Nobles, Rachel Robertson, Leah Block, Peyton Westcott, Courtney Crone, Rafaela Ferreira, Nicole Havradar in position 10. But 11 points, 10 points going the way plus 1 lap for fastest lap for Diane Pan. She takes race number 1, the win for 2025. In race number 1, on the second page, Emma Feldmeyer, Joanna Conte, and Chloe Chong. Those are the only drivers that finished. Chloe Chambers, Ella Lloyd, Alba Larson, Tina Hausman, and Maya Vug, who sadly did not finish this race. So, Maya Vug being put down there as did not start in that one. But yes, that is it for F1 Academy. Race number 1. We will be back tomorrow. We'll be back in a couple of days for race number 2. Until then, it's goodbye.
The final race to go in the championship. Hope you can just join us then. Goodbye for now.